How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome to another great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Going to be playing something a little weird today. Guaranteed that I didn't really think this would work out at the time of playing it, but here we are. I'm going to be in the Foch 155, the Tier 10 French tank destroyer. And why am I saying Foch 155 instead of Foch B? Because in this game, I'm going to be using the worst of the two guns, the 155 millimeter. There we go. Instead of having to fire APCR the entire time to have, decent penetration for a tank destroyer, you have 293 average pen for your AP rounds and 200 and 390 something or another for your premium heat rounds. So, if you want to make money in this thing, use the 155 millimeter. If you want to have a struggling time making money in this thing, use the 120 millimeter with the 6-clip autoloader, and fire a few premium rounds, because that's the only way you're going to reliably go through anything in Tier 10, except for like medium tanks and a few tank destroyers that don't have very much armor. But like, when you fire at Tier 9s and bounce off with standard ammunition in their lower plate, because RNG fucks you and takes your 257 average penetration for your AP rounds and knocks it down to minus 25% of what it should be, and you don't pen, well, let's just say one could get rather sour rather quickly. So I'm going to give this thing a shot, and as you can see, the aim time is just not great. 3 seconds you get for this thing. It takes 45 seconds to reload, and you get 3 shots of 155 millimeter alpha, which is like 750, I think. 770? Around there. But, yeah, when this thing works, it's great. You don't have a lot of gun arc to work with. It's like fucking 5 or 6 degrees, if it's even that good. Like, keeping your chassis stationary and moving your gun left to right, you don't have a lot of area to work with, and it's just, it's overall bad, and its dispersion values are just not good. That E4 is dead. Good play by him. This tank takes a lot of patience, although arguably I would say you have to be more defensive in this thing when you have the 155 millimeter on, just because you need a lot of time to aim in your shots. Like, here's a prime example of why I don't like this fucking big gun coming up right here. IS-4. Okay. I'm going to aim right into his lower plate. Where does the shot go? Fucking high as balls. Because reasons, right? My second shot flies true. That's fine. Let's see if I can get a third shot on him. Oh, there's a tank destroyer. Hi. I think the Yag actually bounced off me. Pretty funny. Let's see if I can get a shot in. No. Although guaranteed that was not fully aimed in. I mean, not guaranteed. Granted, that wasn't a fully aimed in shot, but had it been, I probably still would have missed 2 out of my 3 shots. And that's why I don't like this thing. It's because it's unreliable as shit. But even just sitting here, I have a good enough camo to stay 350 meters away from him. But as soon as I fire, I'm going to be detected. I'm really surprised Artie didn't dick on me. It's usually like their favorite tank to shoot at is a Foch or a T-95. But this big gun also comes with a cost of engine power. And although I won't say it in the stats, the engine changes and you gain a little bit slower traverse left and right, as well as acceleration ability. So that's kind of ass. I overmatched the side of the E3 here. Oh, fuck yeah. All 3 shots hit. That was awesome. When it works, you get great damage out of it. For 3 shots, that's awesome. But of course, he's going to premium right through me, or maybe that was just a standard round because I was a little bit below him. And yeah, this tank's armor in the front It either needs to be buffed, like the upper plate, or they need to get rid of those fucking terrible hatches, because the way it is now, I understand that the sides are buffed. Ooh, you can side scrape in it. Who the fuck is gonna shoot at a side scraping Foch 155 when they can just roll around the corner and auto pen it in the T-bar hatch or the circular hatch? Like, it... I'm happy they buffed the sides, don't get me wrong. It's really refreshing to not be auto-penned when you're, like, at auto-bounce angles and they overmatch it with 90mm guns. Thank Christ that doesn't happen anymore. And you can contest 120mm guns on the side if you're angling correctly. But let's be honest, you're not going to be doing that in this tank. And if you are, then I don't know. It's a run-and-gun tank. You play it like any other autoloader. You reload the gun, and when you're loaded, you either be super aggressive and kill the tanks you need to, dealing the damage, and then you get out and do the same thing over and over again. Essentially what you want to do is kill the tanks in front of you on your current clip so they don't have a chance to damage you further, because you're going to take damage going out, almost guaranteed. As long as they didn't just fire, they're going to be able to shoot at you at least once or twice during this clip that you're going to be unloading into them. Assuming, of course, all of them go in and do full damage and they don't low roll the fuck out of it for you. But this E5 is getting a little gutsy, and I'm going to be a little gutsy at where I shoot my shots. And I have heat loaded for whatever reason. I keep thinking heat helps with, you know, the inaccuracy, but it really doesn't, and all it does is slow down your shell. Arguably, you don't even need the heat. So I don't know why I have so much of it loaded. Although, Type 5 heavies and stuff like that, but if you're going to reload, it's going to take like 45 seconds anyway, so watch this. Oh my god, I can't believe that hit. That could have biffed into the ground, that could have bounced off the side of his turret. But it hit the hatch, and therefore it penned, because heat, and yeah. So that was really lucky. I'm actually surprised I didn't get spotted by the E5. I take this moment to fall back because I think they're going to make a push up to the base, and I don't want to be there when they do some spotting for their team. And I am spotted now, so I decided to go down in this ridge because I know there's an E5 still up there, and he'll probably either heat me or just pen my roof with his AP rounds and overmatch it. So, yeah, I want to get one more shot into him, hopefully high-rolling the bejesus out of him and killing him, getting him out of the match, so I can be more aggressive towards those tanks in the back. Like the Death Star and whatever that fucking other heavy is. Oh, the IS-4, I forgot. Or is that the Jagdpanzer 100? I don't know. I'm just kind of like waiting for a... not a sabotage moment, but a... oh, it's a Death Star and a Jagdpanzer 100. Oh, perfect. I'm waiting for an ambush opportunity, and there's like all these bushes in front of me, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to wait, because if I go out there right now, I'm probably going to get killed. If not by the IS-4, then the other two tanks indefinitely, and the Death Star doesn't even have to pen me to kill me, so that's pretty funny. Check out these shots. There's one. Okay, I'm reloading. The interclipped... oh, that's another thing. The interclip reload needs to be less. It needs to be like 3 or 3.5. It doesn't need to be 5. That's retarded. 5 seconds to fire another shell. And I didn't get spotted because of those bushes. That's pretty funny. But, yeah, like, in order to make this gun viable for anything, I don't really care about the accuracy. Just make the aim time a little less. Like 2.7 would be fine. Doesn't need to be 3. It's already got bad dispersion values. But, well, they're not terrible. But, I don't know. I can bitch and whine all I want, but whatever they're going to do to it is whatever they're going to do to it, and that's all there is to it. If I had a choice in what it could be, I would, in order to make it as balanced as possible, I would make the interclip reload 3.5 seconds. Or maybe 3 seconds. No, that's too overpowered for a big gun like that. Yeah, 3.5 seconds. And then the aim time would be like 2.7, 2.8. and then I would give it just as much horsepower as the 120 millimeter gets. Again, the console version doesn't show any different stats for either of the guns, but I know for a fact that it's slower with the big gun on. It makes sense because that's just more weight that they have to put on the tank, right? But it should pop up as a stat change and not just, oh, the engine changes but the horsepower doesn't change, but yet you're slower. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, game. And you turn less quickly, but sure. Don't change the stat at all, because why would we want to know? So that's a good game with the big gun on. And I know, like, my initial review of this tank had a good game in it, but I didn't... Yeah. This was a good game, so I figured I'd throw it up regardless. So, hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.